Hello, everyone. Did you know that rats can laugh or that hippopotamus milk is pink? Well, that's what we're going to find out today in this video. Welcome to Beastly Fact. Did you know that when you tickle a rat, it can laugh? Yes, it sounds crazy, but it's true. In fact, it emits small ultrasonic sounds around 50 kilohertz, which are completely inaudible to the human ear. These vocalizations occur not only when they are tickled, but also when they play with each other. Two scientists have discovered that this laughter is linked to the pleasure rats experience. You've probably seen blue or green flies, often associated with things that aren't very appetizing. And yet, these flying insects, sometimes annoying, are actually very particular about their hygiene. That's why we often see them rubbing their legs together. In fact, their legs are covered with tiny sensory hairs. The slightest dust or dirt can disrupt their perception of the world around them. When you touch a butterfly, a kind of powder often remains on your fingers. Many people think that this powder helps it fly, a bit like Peter Pan's magic dust. But in reality, this is not the case. Even if losing too much of this powder can weaken the butterfly, it doesn't prevent it from flying. This famous powder is actually made up of tiny scales that cover its wings. They only serve to give them color, to be recognized by their fellow butterflies, and to protect them from predators. We all know that ants are hard workers, but have you ever wondered if they sleep? Well, not really. Like many insects, they don't sleep in the human sense of the word. To rest, they enter a vegetative state several times a day for a few minutes. Their temperature drops, their limbs relax, and they remain motionless before returning to work. The lack of rest directly affects their life expectancy. This is one of the reasons why a worker ant lives much shorter than the queen. While humans are accustomed to recognizing themselves in a mirror, this is not the case for most animals. However, there are some exceptions: chimpanzees, dolphins, and even elephants. Tests have shown that, like primates, elephants have the cognitive ability to recognize their own reflection. This is fascinating evidence of their high intelligence. A scientific study has revealed that mice are capable of empathy. They can sense the sadness or pain of their fellow mice, thanks to their sense of smell. Researchers have discovered that this emotional transmission is based on complex social communication, in which smell plays a central role. In short, a mouse can literally smell the suffering of another. Sheep are animals that require special attention, especially when it comes to shearing. That's because too much wool can actually endanger their lives. Wool grows continuously. Without shearing, it accumulates, becomes dirty, retains moisture, and eventually rots. This promotes the growth of bacteria, fungi, and parasites that are dangerous to the animal. Wool is also a material that keeps animals warm. This will eventually raise their body temperature and put them at risk, especially in summer. It is also important to take good care of ewes, as this allows lambs to access their udders for feeding. Milk is naturally white, even in hippos. But during hot weather, something surprising happens. Hippos secrete a thick, pinkish-orange fluid that acts as a natural sunscreen. And when this fluid mixes with milk, it turns pink. You've probably seen cows grazing peacefully in a field, and perhaps you've thought to yourself, they must be bored all day long. Well, not at all. Cows have real best friends among their fellow cows. Studies have shown that if they are separated, they become stressed. Better still, when they stay together, they are calmer and produce more milk. So even among cows, friendship matters. Let's finish this unusual top 10 with a touch of tenderness. Did you know that sea otters sleep holding hands? They live in the North Pacific and sleep while floating on the water. To avoid drifting apart and getting lost, they cling to each other, forming a kind of otter raft. It's an adorable habit that also strengthens their social bonds. And that's it. You know a little more about the animal world's wildest secrets. If you liked it, remember to put a little like. And above all, subscribe so you don't miss the next discoveries. It's free, fast, and it feels good.
See you soon on Beastly Fact.